Alrighty, let me see if this works right here. Oh, okay, we're good to go. All right, sorry about that, everybody. I'm testing out something new today, so I wanted to see if it was going to work. Happy to see all of you guys here today. There was a lot of bad news coming out of the markets. There's a lot of bad news coming out from internet providers. There's just a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So, of course, we're going to cover all this and let you guys know why the market is coming down, because it's not just the technicals that we talked about last night. There's also some stuff going on, it looks like, with a lot of platforms right now and a lot of outages, and I think people are just a little bit more worried about that, right? And hey, Crypto Sleeper, happy to see my man. Hey, Mr. Tanko, happy to see you as well. I'm testing out doing dual streams today, so you guys can't see it just yet, but it will pop up in a second. And there we go for that one as well. Okay, perfect. So let me just kind of hop right into it for you guys. So right now, this was a few hours ago, but I think this is why you saw Bitcoin really accelerate. And I'll talk about why I think it accelerated here in a second as far as the technical reason for it, because basically we were bouncing off the 20-day moving average, and then we started coming down below it. But it seems that there's been a lot of outages recently from Spotify, Google Cloud, AWS, Cloudflare, Claude, YouTube, Gmail, and many, many more, basically. And if you go over here to Down Detector, you can see earlier today when Bitcoin was really starting to fall, everything was having issues. So I don't know if it was a hack or there was something going on. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see across the board there were spikes that happened earlier today, and those spikes have been freaking everybody out, right? I mean, everything from WoW, whatever that is, to TikTok was having issues, Gmail was having issues, PlayStation Network was having a few issues, Microsoft 365, Google Meet was having issues, Fortnite was having issues, Xfinity, YouTube, AT&T, Pokemon Go, Domino's, Nest, AWS. I mean, it was all having issues here. I haven't found a reason for this, though, and maybe if any of you guys can illuminate me on this and you guys have seen it on TV because I don't have cable here, I'd love to know, but this is basically one of the reasons that Bitcoin is coming down right now, okay? Now, we'll expand on this a little bit later, but the only thing I could find on X about it was Cloudflare was trending, and I was like, oh yeah, that might make sense, you know? But basically, is this the end of the internet? How was everything down? AWS, Google, Firebase, Cloudflare, it's all just down. So basically, everybody's having a big tissy fit here, but you can imagine a bunch of traders out there also having issues if they have to go through any form of Google, any type of software like AWS, things like that. The trades were probably causing people to panic a little bit too, and then get out of their trades, right? As you guys know, I did open up a bearish trade last night, and I was anticipating a move down after the stream ended. But what really happened was we bounced off support, and I sold right there, and then we actually went back down towards that support level, then broke down once all of this stuff started to happen here, okay? So I'm looking at Theater, Cloudflare, Coinbase. That was some news here today. There's not really much more news about that here. The other news, and we'll talk about it later on during like the political hours, like Senate and Padilla. This is some crazy shit going on right now. Spaceballs 2, huge fan of the original Spaceballs. That's probably the highlight of my day. You can also see that Spotify was down a little bit today as well. Me right now, because Spotify is down now, I have to get ready without any music, right? So without getting all too alarmist and whatnot, this is basically why Bitcoin is down so much. And then you add on the fact here that what happens when Bitcoin breaks down below moving averages or breaks above them? It's a very volatile time. So what we've just seen today is another crazy volatile moment, which really sucks here because I do think we had an opportunity to hold if it wasn't for all these servers going down right now, okay? So happy to see all of you guys in here. Right now, we've just kind of entered back into a consolidation period. I'm hoping that's okay. Death crosses on the daily charts don't really do so much for us. We've had a few right here where we still managed to go higher, of course, but we did make a move down, right? That wasn't too pretty. And the weekly charts were still so far away from the 20 over here. I'm not really concerned about that. And as far as the weekly charts concerned, we are still green this week, right? So we're still fine. We've just given up a few of the gains over the last few days, right? Now, before I get going any more here, Loki's over here just winding up a storm. So he's going to get his nice little treat here. Yum. And then he's going to run off with it. Okay. So right now, this kind of just puts us into a very, again, an ugly situation. We didn't have to be here. But I still need to find out exactly what's happening here in terms of the news. Servers down news, right? News. Let's see. See, this is all from days ago. I want to hear Dune Awakening live coverage. You know, servers down. Let's go maybe last 24 hours. There you go. This is The Verge. But see, they're only going after one and not attacking everything, you know? But I guess maybe The Verge this will be an opportunity. So this is smart home setups though. Yeah, they're only talking about Google Cloud, and it's more than Google Cloud here. So there really hasn't been a connection with all of these stories just yet. And maybe I should just go through X and try to search for it though. But I just, you know, there's a lot of misinformation on X, right? Let's just say that. The whole internet is down. Mold is creeping into the servers. Internet meltdown. Nobody knows. Everybody's asking the question of why, right? The USA and China are China with servers down, right? And a few looks like in the UK. So maybe there was a cyber attack by China on us and we retaliated in real time or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. Thanks, you guys really ruined my relationship with my e-girlfriend. We had an e-date at 10 p.m., but your servers were down. I know you losers over there had your offers just to this ruined relationship. I hope all of you are happy for what you done, right? So, but you can see this right here. Look at everything. Oh, why is it glitching out like that? There you go. Everything was down. Even DoorDash was down. T-Mobile was down. Marvel was down. Roblox was down. Constant Contact, random stuff. You just saw a lot of it having some issues, right? So this, in a nutshell, I think is where people are freaking out so much. And again, Bitcoin is down 2% on the day, 2.5% on the day. This is not some type of nightmare thing, but again, it does fuck with technicals, and when it fucks with technicals, it takes a lot longer for us to break out, which of course is going to make a lot of us mad. But for those of you guys who have been looking for a dip, you know, altcoins are down about 3, 4, 5% today, right? 5% there. Monero is only down 2%. Pepe is down 7%. Pi is down 2%. Aave is down 4%. So it's not the end of the world here. But I have to say, this is not something we really want to see, and especially because we don't know exactly what's going on here. I haven't found out much. Let me go over here to YouTube on incognito mode so there's no personal preferences. Servers down. 2 years ago, 16 years ago, today. No, there's no news about this at all. So I'm not sure what's going on. There's no news on it. There's no news on this whatsoever. So I, like many of you guys, are a little bit more concerned about why this is happening, but you can see people just in their own ecosystems complaining. Some people complaining about Nintendo, some people complaining about Verizon, some people complaining about Google, some people are complaining about Amazon. You know, not many people have been able to put it all together to say, whoa, what's going on here, right? Twitch is down, Twitter's almost down, EA servers is down, Steam having issues, right? So if you want like a real reason of why Bitcoin's going down today that's not technical related, this is going to be it for you guys, okay? I wish I had better news on this topic. I really, really do, but this is pretty much the reason why, okay? And then Down Detector will kind of show you just the pure chaos here. And you can go a lot more through these lists and kind of see what's going on, like I showed you guys on X. It's not too pretty, okay? And hey, Banana Republic, what the fuck is going on right now in society? Man, you know, just the typical chaos. You know, LA riots, that type of stuff. I think we had a senator today. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Senator was doing a big publicity stunt, and I think it backfired on him a little bit. Maybe not for the constituents he was trying to win over, right? Maybe that. Thanks for showing me how to smoke that cigar at that Vegas wedding. Hey, JD, happy to see my man. Yeah, no worries, man. I'm always happy to help somebody smoke a cigar. In fact, so my stream tonight, actually, you guys, it goes until 6, not 7, only because at 6:30 I'm joining another stream, and I'm going to be smoking cigars with them. So if you guys want to, you can hop over there and see. I don't even know what the stream is called yet. I'm just going off of a Telegram message, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. From somebody else I met in Vegas, right? So that'll be really fun as well. ChatGPT, I don't know. I was having problems with ChatGPT a couple days ago, but I think that was because they launched a new product and I was having issues. So it was really ChatGPT 4 where I was having issues. If you went to the ChatGPT 4.1, no issues whatsoever. So it's kind of weird, right? And hey, Puma, yeah, so it's just one of these types of things. I wish I knew what was going on. The government may never say, but maybe it was just a cyber attack that really fucked with our core systems, if you will. Right, but we'll have to see. And hey, Tyler, nobody's talking about how mortgage rates dropped. I didn't even know they did drop today. I had no, dude. I've been like working like a dog today. I'm trying to do some new stuff. You guys can't see it right here, but I started to do double streaming. I'm going to try this out in a little bit. I'm launching the second stream here in a few minutes. So I'm going to be streaming on vertical on YouTube and horizontal on YouTube for people that want to see the different things. The only thing is I can't figure out how to make this thing look good. Like, you guys can kind of see how like you're missing like half of what I'm looking at over here, like on this side, on the left hand side of the screen. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, so it's kind of just a fucked up day, isn't it? And we were looking okay yesterday, right? Let me open up weeks here for you guys too, because I closed that position. And again, this was like me just showing you guys, hey, if we do, I'm spending my real money on day trading and the fake money on swing trading, oddly enough. But I typically do the same type of trades, right? So I talked to you guys last night and I was like, hey, everybody, I'm going to open up this swing trade on the downward side because you can see we're breaking down. I think we might be heading towards support. And then from there, we have an opportunity to bounce. Basically, just heading back down here to this support level. Obviously, we've broken down below it, but if you go over here to maybe the 15-minute chart, you can see we bounced off of it, right? Bounced right off of it and started going higher. I sold somewhere over here because I was just like, damn, maybe we are going to go a little bit higher here instead of consolidate. And then you had over here towards the afternoon when everything was going bad here, you had the servers going down, and I think that's what really kind of punished Bitcoin a little bit. You can even see almost a head and shoulders here on the 15-minute chart. Shoulder, head, shoulder, breakdown like that, and then just got slammed, right? So let me open this up for you very fast. I just want to make sure I can actually show you guys the trade, because this is the demo trading, right? Yeah, so it ended up giving us like 29% profit, or about like $1,400 there. But it ended up working out, and those swing trades I think are just easier for most investors. I know we were talking to a couple of you guys about different ways of trading and just getting back on to like being profitable. Swing trading is always going to be my best recommendation, especially if you guys are new to trading or if you guys don't have a good watch list and stuff like that. Now let me get back over here to my main futures. Now, as far as everything else is concerned, we had some news about Air India crash today. This one seems kind of crazy. If you guys want to watch it a little bit later, let me know. We can always talk about this a little bit more. But this was more about Boeing stock going down about a few percent here today. From what it looked like when I saw it, it didn't seem like it was Boeing's fault. It seemed like there was an issue with the plane that probably because it was coming, like, maybe it's just my bias towards India, right? I just assumed the plane wasn't kept up as well because I've seen so many YouTube videos of people traveling on India Air and stuff like that, and I've just seen the planes not be in the best of shape, right? So I'm waiting to hear more, but it feels like it might be the pilot's fault. I'm not entirely sure, or there might have been some type of hiccup with the maintenance. I'll wait to see though. Okay. Now, in other news, this is the big one here. We'll probably talk about this more when we're actually doing some live trading. But Senator Alex Padilla handcuffed after forced removal from DHS press conference. A lot of drama going on today. And here's some stuff about tariffs. I'm actually just going to skip this one for today. I'll make a dedicated video about it because the news is really just like trying to hype up that we're going to have higher prices and higher prices. But my response to that was basically, what was it? Because Trump is backing off and doing all these deals with tariffs back on and back off, I don't think the effect is going to be as big as we want it to be, right? I don't think the effect is going to be that big at all. All right, so what I'm going to do very fast here is make sure that this one goes live as well. There we go. Perfect. All right. And then we're going to hop over to... We can leave this stuff on, I think, for now, just in case you guys want to talk about it more. But really, just Bitcoin, back to that 4-hour chart. We talked about this breakdown happening, and this is why we opened up the long here, or the short, right there last night. And it's just been coming down ever since. Oh, excuse me, no, we were talking about it right here. We were talking about this first breakdown, and to short this morning if it did break down. So we were talking about that breakdown right there. It continued on with that little bit of a push up here towards resistance, got rejected again, and then that was you kind of opening to go over here and start to do some bearish moves. If you guys follow the trading strategy that we talk about here, you could see bearish, bearish, bearish all across the board. And on the daily chart right here, you can see that today we just turned bearish. So in my opinion, this might have been more of a swing trade for you guys as far as like 24 hours or 36 hours. But because it was still bullish at the time, you might have scaled out like I scaled out, right? Anyway, let me back this up a little bit here. We can keep that on for now. Now, since we're kind of bobbing around the support level here on the daily chart, we have about 43 minutes to see if we can actually hold above this line. If we do, we have an opportunity to have a really big jolt of a day back because we're going to be breaking back above that 20-day moving average here, which I think is going to be pretty fun for us. If it actually does happen. If we decide to start closing down below this level of support though, we'll probably make another move down here towards about 104 to 103.5 thousand bucks and then try to have a rally. I don't think this is a rally that takes us like down there. I think this is a rally at worst that comes down here for a higher low, and I'll be looking to buy up a lot of stuff around here. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a different stream, I guess, today because it's a little bit shorter, and the fact that we have all this other stuff going on with servers going down, and I was happy. Oh, you know what? That explains it as well. I was trying to use StreamYard today at 1 o'clock, and StreamYard was saying something around said something. If I search for it, no healthy upstream. Yeah, so I was trying to do a stream yesterday. Yeah, and it was having just a really, really, really bad time. So yeah, I was a victim of this myself. I just didn't know about it, right? So what I want to do is I want to go over here to this one right here. We're gonna pop up a few charts. You can see the breakdown that we were talking about, the 4-hour chart right there. Oh, maybe that was the same chart we're looking at. The 1 minute chart right here also showing you the bearish move there. So if you caught it at the breakdown, you guys actually made some good money swinging that down. And as far as the 5 minute chart has been today, it looks like this one's been pretty darn good, especially as you know you're in a downward trend. If you play those downward moves you've been working at, it's been working out pretty well for some nice easy in and out scalps. That one not so much, that one still worked out, that one not so much, and that one worked out just fine for us as well, right? So you can imagine there's going to be a lot of chaos. You can see we're hitting an order block right now, though, as far as the 1 hour chart's concerned. We're not there just yet with the 4-hour chart, but if you did want to start scaling into this opportunity, now would be the time to start doing it. I'll give it a few hours. I'll give it till tonight to see exactly what's going on, right? We'll have a new day. Maybe we go down a little bit more, and I'll kind of figure that out as we kind of go through. Excuse me. But that is interesting to see right there, okay? Now, here's the 1 minute chart here. We can kind of look at this a little bit later. Go back over here. Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin's down 2.5%. I don't think this is necessarily a big deal in terms of Bitcoin technical analysis and what's happening. That's not really, something to complain about. Bitcoin goes, we just had a big old move up here. We're fine. We're basically back to where we were back in May. That's fine. May was last month, right? Now, as far as everything else, messed up a really good Ethereum breakout. I was so optimistic for this one right here. Solana came down pretty hard as well. Dogecoin got rejected by the moving averages. Trump came down. WIF came down. Generally speaking, a bunch of stuff is coming down right now after showing a little bit of promise of having these little spikes above their moving averages and just some general nice moves, right? I should stop saying so much, but there are things like Arbitrum that are down like 7% or more. That's not really a lot of tokens right now. I think there'd probably be like a handful of them at this point of the tokens that we talk about that are having massive losses today, okay? And hey, are the servers getting attacked, or is it government installing new backdoors? You know what? I have no idea. I just know something went after those servers, and there's an issue going on with it right now. Who's doing the hacking? Who's doing the fucking up right now with our servers? I honestly don't know. I'm guessing it's China because we're about to do some crazy shit with China. But part of me is like, no, we just did a deal with them. They don't want to piss us off anymore, right? So maybe it's Iran, North Korea. I don't know. You know what? I'll just say probably Iran. let's just say Iran, because we want to go to war with them, don't we? So, you know, I don't know. Or the war hawks inside the Democratic Party and Republican Party want to go to war with Iran. I don't want to. I don't want to at all. I'm hoping we can kind of shut those war hawks up, because we have some populist liberals like behind Bernie Sanders and some populist conservatives behind Donald Trump. You know, we'll be like, hey, we're not going to do anything. But I think the compromise will be Israel's allowed to go bomb the shit out of Iran. That's what I think is going to happen. But as far as all this stuff, I really have no idea exactly who's doing all this stuff. Like, you look at all this, I mean, heck, even Domino's is having issues. Pokemon Go, YouTube. We don't know if they're going to go for a second attack or anything like that. I mean, poor Etsy, right? Xbox, you know, all the poor kids that are gaming because they're out of school. And the first thing that hits them is they can't play their video games because the system is out to get them, right? But my point before I answer your question here, if I go to the last 24 hours, right? Virtuals is down 10%, but it's still up for the week. Volta, I haven't heard of that one before. Volta is down 11%. Immutable X is down 9%. Fartcoin's down 9%, right? Pudgy Penguins. These are a lot of tokens you'd expect to have some pretty crazy moves down because they're so volatile, and a lot of them have some really nice moves for the last 60 days, right? Render's down 7%. So again, it's not like a massive bad day where you're seeing 15 to 20% across the board. People seem to forget, and not talking about anybody in particular, because I forget it every now and again too. Ethereum can have days where it goes down like 20% in a day. That's why Ethereum scares the shit out of me sometimes. Like this one move right here, that was a 12% day. Within 2 days, it fell down 22%. This one day right here, it fell down about 17%. If you go to the next day, that's 21% right there. This one over here, that wick right there was 25%. So, you know, now we can also spike, but Ethereum acts like a meme coin sometimes, I swear. We haven't seen anything like that. To me, this is still kind of a calm market. Sure, we're going down a little bit, but that's not really my biggest concern right now. I still think we look okay on the weekly charts here. But as far as those shorter time frames, you know, I'm like, damn, now we have to consolidate again. It's going to take a little bit longer for us to make our moves, and that's just going to be a pain in the butt for all of us, right? Now, as we kind of break down below the support level, right? Let me see if I can put it right here. There's another one down here that we're trying to close above, and basically that was the body of the candles we were talking about. But, you know, right now, the big thing is just, can we get back on the upside? Can we swing back up, get back above that 20 moving average here? So if I were to go over here and do the, let me just move over to the daily chart. We already know that when you break above and break below moving averages, you're usually looking at a lot more volatility. You can see the history behind that. Just a lot of volatility here, right? Sometimes not sometimes it's a little bit less, but usually you're seeing a lot of freaking stuff going on, right? 9 out of 10 times. It's a high percentage. So if we are able to get our luck back as far as Bitcoin's concerned and have a bullish day tomorrow, it's going to be a massive bullish day, which will be absolutely fantastic. Even if we're going to wick above it, that's still an opportunity for a good day trade here, especially as the daily chart's now starting to get a little bit more choppy here with the greens and the reds and stuff like that. And you go see how it's choppy now, just like it was back over here. I'm okay with that. For now, I just want to see how this plays out, but the trading of this is going to be a little bit more difficult. That's why when we go over here to these other charts, right, you can kind of see how the last few minutes on the 1 minute have just been freaking horrible because of the choppiness of it. Now, generally speaking, you'd want to be going bearish here, but some of these have been okay so far. I might even say that 5 minutes is probably a better way to go about this. Nice head and shoulders right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder, breakdown, break of structure. You can close the position, or open the position right here. And then you're probably going to sell the position somewhere down here, yeah. Yeah, probably somewhere down here. So that's kind of gist for today. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I don't know how much trading we're going to be able to do today, but I think what I want to do, since we are switching around a little bit and we're towards the end of the day, and usually on the end of the day, we want to have a little bit of a wick before we do anything crazy. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just open up a short long here, and we'll play around with it for a little bit. Let's just do the $200 leverage 50 long. This is Bitcoin 50x leverage. Yeah, there we go. and we'll see where it goes from here. Um, but yeah, that's only because we have a green right here, and I kind of want to follow this for you guys for a little bit, and then I'm thinking maybe next week we'll adjust this a little bit to just having the what do you call? We'll have to see what it is. And hey, Mattis, happy to see you, my man. That's the vertical stream. So if you want to comp over to the mainstream, just go to my YouTube channel. You'll see it right there, man. See, and hey, Tyler, mortgages are huge investments that their rates are dropping as bullish signal. I think I didn't see the rates go down today, but I believe you. I think the reason that we had the rates going down today was the fact that we had some good. I think it was. Let me just find it for you. Where's it at? There was inflation data that came out today, but CNBC doesn't seem to be having an article about it, which is interesting. Let's just do last 24 hours. Hold on. I'll have to do the lazy way of just going straight to CNBC here and go over to the morning hours. Wait, what was that? Could have swore I saw something about a strike on Iran or something like that. That's something that we could talk about, but I just don't see it. Handcuffs, let's see. All right. Economy is slowing, the shifter explosion. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Wholesale prices. Yeah, I don't know why. Wholesale price. CNBC News. Oh, they didn't really do it. Interesting. When I see a video like that on CNBC, they usually don't really they just don't give you an article. They just basically just say, hey, this is what happened here. Basically, jobless claims are creeping up a little bit, and then we saw wholesale prices come down low. So that just means that the prices aren't going higher, which is another good signal for Bitcoin here. You go over here to the dollar index. It did continue to fall down a little bit more today. A little bit more of a spike in the morning here, but still did fine. You can see when the report came out, that's when we actually had the drop there. A little bit of a recovery, and now we'll continue to go down. But again, we've been going down for a minute here, as you guys might imagine. That being said, the Dow Jones went up today. NASDAQ went up today. SPY went up today. They grinded up, but they still managed to go up. And oil prices, how are oil prices doing right now? Oil prices are surging back up a little bit here. That's not the best of signs here. They surged back up 3 days ago. I think we still need to see us come down a little bit more. I'd love to go back into the low 50s here. I'd love to just have some cheaper gas in my tank. Not that I guess I really drive too much these days. I Uber more than I drive. There we go. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let them loose. What do you call, like, what was I going to say? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. And sorry, guys, I've been drinking a bunch of water today, and I don't know if that's fucking with my mind as well. This fasting stuff is interesting. I started with 128 ounces. I'm down to this place right here. I'm supposed to have like a whole nother bottle of water before I go to bed, or at least a half of one after this. So that'll be fun. And hey, what's up, Haram? Bill Short. I'm happy to see you guys, my friend. Right now, yeah, it's something up with me right now. And hey, Apex God, good time for a long. I did a little bit of a long right here, but it's more of a day trade. I would say if you guys are looking to hold for a few weeks, I'm scaling in at this level just because of the two big things we've talked about over the last couple of days. First one, the most recent one, of course, everything being down. A bunch of, I don't know if it's a hack, I don't know what it is, but you've seen a lot of servers go down. That spooks a lot of people because usually people with wealth have their information on servers. right? They use servers throughout their daily life, like all of us do, right? Next up, the other thing that we were having issues with here was the Iran issue. But I haven't really seen many people talking about Iran for the most part. That's why I was just looking over here at CNBC, and I was like, was there an article about Iran here? BK Lean, Fast Money, US dollar, AI. No, I think I just wanted to see something that never happened. That sometimes that's on me. A chime. No, U.S. final offer in key Iran talks says, yeah. So let's listen to this very fast. We can just kind of pull this up and kind of see where this is going. It might look kind of funky on the vertical stream, but we'll have to live with it here. I got my volume up, and there we go.
Let's talk oil prices. They're easing off a little bit, but they hit a 2-month high yesterday on growing tensions in the Middle East.
Oh, that's why.
Tensions that are high enough that President Trump addressing concerns about a possible Israeli strike on Iran. Listen to this.
How imminent is an Israeli strike on Iran?
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen. Look, it's very simple, not complicated.
Yep.
If it's big enough for the president to talk about, it's certainly big enough for us to talk about with our friend Halima Croft, head of commodity strategy at RBC Capital Markets, CNBC contributor, and somebody that wrote about this, again, in a must-read note. You work all the time because this came out late last night, so thank you. Oil moved up 4.5%, whatever percent on this, and there is talk, as we hit yesterday, thank you for flagging it, by the way, to me, that potentially the U.S. embassy or embassies could be partially or completely evacuated. Scary time.
Scary times. Non-essential drawdowns of 3 embassies, our embassy in Baghdad, Kuwait, and Bahrain, raising questions about, are we on the precipice of some type of military action? We also had the UK Navy come out yesterday and warn about potential military action around key waterways. So it was a lot of news about potential unrest in the Middle East.
Why?
Well, we're getting to the precipice of, do we get a deal or no deal on the Iranian nuclear talks? It really sounds like Sunday will be make or break. We're waiting for the Iranian counteroffer. It all comes down to the issue of zero enrichment. The White House, the Israelis, hawkish members of Congress keep insisting Iran can enrich no uranium as part of a deal.
Okay, before she goes on right there, she makes a good point. I just want to get in trouble with YouTube doing this type of stuff, so I got to pause every now and again. So that's fucking with oil prices right now. I feel stupid for not realizing that back in a couple days ago. But guys, she said it looks like it's make or break on Sunday. On Sunday. So if it's make or break on Sunday here, the next few days are going to get choppier and choppier. I'm still going to be buying because dollar cost averaging has been helping me out a lot as I've been buying up a lot of tokens over the past few weeks, months, right? But just be forewarned, if you guys are going to try to day trade during this, it is going to get more volatile. It is going to freak out a little bit more. So just be aware that there could be a moment where you're trading and then the market pops off really crazily or goes down really crazily, and you need to have a stop loss just to protect yourself in those situations, okay? That way, nothing bad happens to you. Nobody wants to lose money in the market, of course. So let's listen to what else she has to say right here.
The Iranians are saying, no, we want to enrich at low levels. And if you deny us enrichment, we're not going to come to the table.
Do you think this was saber rattling then just to kind of make a point ahead of the counteroffer?
Well, it's so interesting because you do hear some whispers, was this saber rattling to say we're serious? What I question, is that going to show the Iranians you're serious, a partial drawdown of an embassy, or sending B-2 bombers back to Diego Garcia? So the question is this going to scare the Iranians into coming to the table, or do the Iranians essentially believe the U.S. is not going to participate in a military strike and they can continue to hold a hard line?
Why is Israel like the proxy here for whatever skirmish may break?
Because
and I understand that Iran's
East.
Missiles, that's what we're talking about, they can hit Israel. And so Israel is now trying to think through whether it needs to do something preemptive. And can you just kind of explain the possible sequence of events here?
Well, I think we really need to be watching, what happens with the Israelis. The Israelis have said that they cannot tolerate.
Remember, Israel is in the Middle East, basically, right? So they are very anti-Iran having nukes, especially because Iran wants to kill all the Jews and all that crazy stuff. Okay, so yeah.
Right, Iran having enrichment capabilities. There is a view that Iran is getting increasingly close to being a nuclear state. If you look at the IAEA latest report, Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpile has grown by 50% since the last.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but is there, in other words, a difference of opinion between the U.S. and Israel on what's acceptable here? And is the back channel talk potentially happening between the U.S. and Israel about whether the Israelis feel comfortable with whatever we might feel comfortable agreeing to?
So what's interesting is we don't really know what the final U.S. offer is going to be. What is the final term sheet? Sometimes we hear we could live with some enrichment as long as there's intrusive monitoring, inspections. Other times we go back to zero. Zero is what the Israelis want. It's going to be key what the U.S. final offer is. And that leads to possibility of, do the Israelis go alone? What happens if talks break down? I think there is an increasing view if talks do break down, that is when the probability of an Israeli strike grows.
There's plenty of oil in the world. If you just, if we take out all risk, supply demand is pretty well balanced.
We're balanced now,
right?
But if you did see a situation, so for example, if there was a strike and, for example, Karg Island, 90% of Iranian oil exports, Karg Island. And so if you saw something like that happen, all of a sudden you would be in a materially higher price environment. Also pay close attention to...
Because you'd be down over Karg Island, you'd be down over 1 million barrels a day.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's 90% of Iranian oil exports. Then you have to go to the issue of, you have these militias in Iraq. Where are the Iraqi militias located? They're located in southern Iraq, close to key places like Basra. So again, there's a lot of risk in terms of potential targets that involve oil. The question is, are we going to get to that point? And if we did get to a situation where we saw intensification of attacks, you do have spare capacity. So would we see OPEC spare capacity coming onto the market?
Okay, there we go. All right, so that's a pretty clear idea of what's happening right now and how it's affecting the markets, I would say. But yeah, this is just going to lead to a little bit more chaos. People are going to be a little bit more concerned, and I can completely understand that. As of right now, you guys can see, let me just walk you through what's happening here. The daily charts with Bitcoin are now bearish, bullish, bearish, right? And bullish with a change of character. Excuse me. The 12 hours bearish, bullish. So around 2 out of 4, it's pretty evenly split. As you guys might imagine, that the 4-hour MACD is all the way right across the board here. 3 hour, same thing. 2 hour, same thing. 1 hour, same thing pretty much. And then we go over here to like the 15-minute, and it's starting to get a little bit more choppy here, a little bit more choppy. But when we've had these moves, they've basically been small and nothing too crazy, right? So if you're taking a long right now, it's such a high risk along to take. You're only taking it because you really bored like I am, right? So just keep that thought in your mind right now, okay? All right, yeah. But if you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything, let me know. This is a pretty crazy day. Trust me, I get it. Got some Iran stuff going down. Got everything going down as far as the servers. Nobody's talking about the servers, which is making me actually more concerned right now, to be honest. I wish there was some big news articles talking about it from podcasters, mainstream media, somebody, you know what I mean? But I think the issue is, no matter if any of us talks about it, we just don't know right now. And I'm wondering if it's this hush, right? It makes me worry that the government's trying to like keep it under wraps for a while, and then maybe they'll talk about like a week or so, something like that. All right. And hey, Verla, happy to see you, my man. And hey, Josh, happy to see you too. It's weird. I've been watching your lives since like this time last year. After this bull run happens, and all of a sudden it's done, and everything is said and done. We need to have a trip together in Vegas. Oh, I'd be down for that in a heartbeat. I love going to Vegas. I think I'm going. So I've been to Vegas a couple times so far this year, three times so far this year. I'm going twice in August, I believe. One in October, and then once in December maybe. But I know next year is probably, that's why I'm saying the bear market will really kind of seep into it for us. We should definitely have a trip in Vegas. I just don't know when this market's gonna freaking end, right? That'll be the chaotic part here. And hey, Apex God, you are that somebody though? I know, but I'm not gonna go out there like the mainstream media and just give you a bunch of shit. I'm actually just gonna say I don't know, but here's what I do know, right? Like, I know that a lot of shit went down today, right? AT&T, YouTube, Xfinity, Fortnite, Instagram, right? Whatever, a lot of it. And I know there's been a few people talking about servers being down, and I myself have had my StreamYard server go down today. But if you look at servers going down, I mean, these are like regular everyday people like me, hots and cots. What else is there? Miss MC Brisk. Everyone running to their Twitter to see if Nintendo Switch online servers are down, right? This guy goes through his whole little list right here. Look at everything going down right here on the right hand side. Look at all that. Look at those alerts going up. All right, even CAPTCHA was down. Imagine trying to log in and they need a CAPTCHA and CAPTCHA is glitching on you. Oh my God, CAPTCHA glitched on me today too. I didn't know what it was, so I just skipped it. See? Yeah. So yeah, there's some issues right now. And politics right now, Iran is trending, J.K. Simmons and UNH. Let me go over here to explore. Tech personnel, Ethereum, no. Business Insider, post for you, no. Let's see. 142 billion Shopify just partnered with Coinbase to enable crypto payments. Oh, that's cool. Okay. No, yeah. They're just, it's hard to see. Ooh, poor Chris Rock. Raskin, no one is against the law. There's a lot of political stuff going on today, but personally, the biggest news of the day for me is that Spaceballs 2 is coming back. Spaceballs 2 is coming back. I am so excited about this. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. This is a great series, an absolutely fantastic series. I'm really hoping that it ends up being very, very good and very, very fun and just people fucking around like it was back in the day. Oh my God, I'm going to absolutely love that. I mean, as far as other news in the day here, you know, while we're kind of waiting for these trades, and if you guys have any questions, again, let me know. This was a big story from today. No one is above the law. So basically, let's see. If I go to Padilla, I'll probably get a better one from him. A lot of the stuff is all revolving around this one moment today. So there's a senator here, and I guess I could put on my headphones for a little bit here. If I can figure out which one is left, right. There we go. All right, so basically a senator wanted to be a diva and cause a scene for publicity. I understand it. It's a very smart move on a politician's part. A lot of politicians do this. Now, if you're a liberal, you love what he did. If you're a conservative, you're like, damn, that guy's a fucking asshole. Granted, that's the way we're going to view it. And down the middle, you're like, damn, that was kind of stupid, but I know what you're trying to do, right? So he's getting arrested basically for interrupting a press conference, and you guys can just watch this happen here very fast.
I have a question for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen selling criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
Yeah, they were giving no fucks right here. All right. See, and as soon as he gets out, no more cameras, quiet, walk out. Right? So this causing a huge firestorm. This was done by Kamala Harris. This is posted by Kamala Harris. United States Senator Alex Padilla was representing the millions of Californians who are demanding answers to this administration's actions in Southern California. This is a shame. This is a shameful and stunning abuse of power. Elizabeth Warren is going after the DC Drano. You know,
Lay flat. Other hand.
Yep, putting handcuffs and everything, right? So you gotta, this lady is calling it a disgraceful abuse of power. They all kind of have the same messages and stuff like that, but it's going to be chaotic. And she was, you know, giving her press conference, whatever, about illegal aliens and things like that. But this is what's kind of taking over the social media sphere for today. What did Raskin say? Let me see. Raskin over support of illegals. He absolutely melted down, called me a fascist and QAnon and tried to run away. Let's see. So, yeah. So that's Raskin having a meltdown. Immigration is not the Democrats' strong suit. They should really move to something else and, like, fight on their type of ground, if that makes sense. They're just having some issues. Fafo. Oh. Yeah, a lot of people are finding out today, apparently, is what it looks like. And then, of course, the head of the Senate, Schumer, or the Democratic head of the Senate, Schumer. Yeah. Schumer is sickened by Senator Padilla getting removed by Noam's briefing at the crash, but okay with ICE and the law enforcement. I don't care about all the politics stuff of it. But yeah, so this is going to be a hectic couple days. The country is getting a little bit spicier, I guess you could say, nice and spicy. But yeah, that spiciness is something we're kind of used to here, right? We've lived in the country for the past, 16, 20, 40, 50 years, 80 years for some of you guys. I don't know. A lot of you guys are used to a lot of the violence that's out there, the political violence, the discourse, the protests, and the riots. As you guys might know, I remember I live in Seattle or south of Seattle, but I go up to Seattle a lot. And we had the Chaz riots back in the day. Right? Right, where they basically just took over a whole zone. Oh, they took over all this. Yeah, all this. They took over a city, and they put up blockades. The mayor let them take over the city, which was the fucking crazy part. But there was a lot of clashes. I was in some of those clashes. I was recording it back at the time. This was actually our former head of the police, but she started to backtalk the mayor because the mayor wasn't getting rid of all the people, right? So she got fired. And then the mayor eventually got rid of all the protesters when they protested at her house. That was her final straw. Really, a despicable former mayor. The new one, who's also a Democrat, I like him a lot better. Not my favorite, but much better than the last one we had. The last one we had, she was freaking horrible. But yeah, literally right on the other side, there's a police station right over here in the corner. But yeah, crazy times. You know what? I can say I've been in a protest. I can say that I was, I've had the flashbangs go off within a couple feet of me. That type of cool stuff. Hurts like a motherfucker just from the ears, but damn, talking about giving you an adrenaline boost. That was something really, really fun. Let me go over here to 20, apply to all. There we go. All right, perfecto. Thursday and Wednesday are the worst days. LA's been effed. Yeah. That's true for now. There we go. And hey, Fox 3, I think we're about to dump and make a higher low at 90,000. I mean, I hope it doesn't really come to that right now because we do have a good groove going on right now. But if some of these tensions around the world, even in the United States, do continue to escalate, that does mess with the type of risk on versus risk off environment that we have as investors, right? If the world is starting to look a little bit crazier, I typically won't go buying as much. I won't necessarily sell as much, but I'm not going to go out there and be like, oh, I'm going to buy. I'm going to be like, okay, I'll buy a little bit now that it's dipping. I'll buy a little bit next week because it's dipping. And then, if there's a big crash, then I'll buy up some. But I'm still going to be a little bit more conservative with it right now because, I am by nature just a little bit more of a conservative investor. I think that's just the way I rock and roll. I've enjoyed it. I like it. I've talked to other friends who are investors about this, and I come from maybe a poor background, so I don't really want to lose the money that I've made. So I typically just want to keep growing my pot in a nice, safe way that's reliable. I can keep helping my sister go to college. I can keep, paying for expensive health insurance for my dog Loki. I can keep on getting him custom homemade treats instead of getting processed treats. I don't know. There's a lifestyle that I like. Hi, you covered in dirt. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can do all that type of stuff, right? So I don't want to risk it. I have friends that lose like $100,000 at a time, make $100,000 at a time, and I'm looking at them like, that's fucking wild. But if they make like a few days of making a few $100,000, they pull out $100,000 and they go invest it for retirement. They do a bunch of other shit with it, and they're just like, yeah, life's pretty good. I'm like, damn, life is pretty good for you making $100,000. Maybe one of these days I'm just gonna have to say, hey man, here's $100,000. Go double it for me. You can take 25% as profit and just see what they're able to do for it, right? That would definitely be a crazy time. Definitely be a crazy time. All right, now let me go back over here a little bit. We're still kind of going sideways here as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Really slow moving right now. The 1 minute chart is still bearish here, just really choppy, like I talked about before. 5 minute chart, we're going to see if we can get a move out of this for now. The rest of the market, pretty simple actually, so nothing too crazy. It's really just the down detector, everything going down today. I really want to see if I can find out more news about that, but as I've been showing you guys, there's not really much news about the topic. AB is hosting a movie on movie. And that's pretty much all I know about what's going on X right now. Let's see. Let me go over here to latest. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. Let's see. Servers are down. Everybody's just, yeah, see, nobody even realized how big of, like, how it was a bunch of other people, right? Let me put some music on for my own sanity here. Let's see. I thought I had music playing on behind me, but I guess I turned it down really low. Maybe I pushed mute. And there we go. View player. I wish they had better music, but I think EDM should be fine for now. Unless anybody wants to go with Happy Holidays or Latin Pop. Latin Pop's not too bad. Yeah, I like Yacht Rock, but not this Yacht Rock. Yacht Rock. There we go. Alright. Now take off the headphones. And we are good to go. And get that off my watch. There we go. Alright. Watching this for a little bit longer here. Did I see that PayPal is launching a stable coin on XLM? I did not see that. That's actually pretty nice news right here. There's been a lot more money to be made in stable coins, which has been pretty interesting. I'm waiting for Circle to come down a little bit more so I can actually buy some of their stock. I don't know if it came down. Let me go to this chart. Yeah. I don't know if it came down yet. So it opened up around $88 and it went as high as $138. It's been coming down the last few days. This is a 15-minute chart, so if you look like this, it just looks pretty clumsy, right? But maybe we can have a break of support around here. Yeah, that kind of makes sense from what we're looking at. A break of support, and if it decides to go back down below $100, maybe I'll buy some up. But this thing really went so far so fast that I'm a little bit more skeptical than others. You know, I remember back in Robinhood when that thing first opened up, it was great for a few days, and then it just started to go down and down and down, and I had to wait for I think it was like a year before Robinhood came back. Now I bought when it was down, I sold when it was high. It was fantastic. That being said, Circle's a little bit different because it is in the stable coin game. But anytime we have these new advancements, that makes me very happy. And it also makes me happy because it means that they're doing this because they believe the SEC isn't going to go after them. If they would have done this just a few years ago, it would have been catastrophic because they would have gotten sued by the SEC, lost a whole bunch of money, and they probably would have thought about not going into the crypto space again because of how the government reacted to them, right? Now it's a little bit different. You got Trump in there, David Sachs in there, and you guys got a pro-crypto administration, which goes a long way, right? You may hate them on a bunch of other topics. I know a lot of people that hate Trump, but they only like his crypto policy, right? There's a lot of things like that going on. You know, a lot of things like that going on right now. And as long as they're happy, I'm happy, I guess. I just want to see more things happening in the marketplace right now. There you go. And Bitcoin's still getting pushed down a little bit here. Jesus. And hey, Money Power Respect Crypto. I'm sorry, Mike, I'm buying, but with low leverage. When this thing pops back up like it does every time, everyone will be saying, "Oh wow, the news didn't even bring Bitcoin down that much." Yeah. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm buying stuff on like these dollar cost averages. I'm just not doing any trades right now. I'm just not doing any trades. The trade, or if you're just hopping in right now, remember I opened up that trade for you, that demo trade yesterday, and we were talking about how Bitcoin was breaking down below that 4-hour chart right here, and how like I'm going to short it right here and try to make some money. How do I? maybe I'm too zoomed in. Well, I just wanted to show you the profit of it, but I can't. Well, I'll go over here to order details. But, you know, it ended up making about like, I think it was like 39%, 29%, something like that. And it gave us the $1,400 profit from just shorting from here. And I think I closed it around here. Those little moves are what I like. These day trading ones are going to be a little bit different. But if you are buying right now, you are doing something more of a swing trade and not so much of a day trade, right? A little bit of a different thing happening there, which I think is a good thing, right? I prefer swing trading over day trading any day of the week. And hey, thanks, Gary. You love some Circle? Dude, Circle would be fantastic. Now, I'm not necessarily going into PayPal, but Circle, yes. I'm excited to see that. PayPal, I just don't like their fee structure. I feel like somebody's going to come along eventually and they're just going to make a cheaper version than PayPal, and they're going to get a lot of new users from there over time. Or when they do that, it's just going to lower the value of PayPal because PayPal's going to have to lessen their fees. Because when I do like transfers of money, it can be expensive sometimes. And I'm like, why am I doing that when like Zelle is free, or I can send Tron to a friend for like $1 fee? You know what I mean? It just feels really weird. You did try it. Really appreciate that. I tried it and it definitely helped. I'll continue to support your stream. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much, man. It's definitely a chill time in here right now. I mean, you know, Bitcoin's all over the place right now. Nobody's having a particularly like fun time with it because the market's been coming down. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. For now, Cash App kills PayPal. Yeah, I like Cash App better. I like Venmo better. There's a bunch of stuff. Even when I buy cigars, sometimes I'm like, hey, you want a Venmo? Or, you know, in Vegas, I don't gamble that much, right? So I don't normally have a bunch of cash on me. My wallet is on one of my desks in the other room. And there right now I have $100 because, and I only got this for one reason, or two reasons. One, to give my cleaning lady cash, right? The next one is I go to a cigar lounge and I like to smoke cigars, and I grab a whiskey or like something like that, right? This week, because I'm fasting, I'm going to the cigar lounge, but I am not drinking. And so the bartender's gonna come over to me and give me water over and over and over again, and I'm not gonna have any bill. So what I'm gonna do is I just have it broken down in some fives. So every day I go to the lounge, I just give them $5 for being nice and serving me water and stuff like that. If I really want to get a tab, I'll just order some tea or something like that. But yeah, so that's something going on right there. But yeah, I mean, when I was in Vegas and I couldn't pay the doorbell guys, you know, I just did Venmos. I was like, hey man, I don't have any cash on me, but thanks for holding my bag. So I give you a tip. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I got change for cash, and I was like, you got Venmo change? He's like, oh yeah, I do. Pulled it out, showed me the QR code, scanned it, gave him some money just like that. Well, damn, now we're going down a little bit here. So by my logic, we need to freaking close out of that position, the futures one. Oh, you can even see we're making fresh lows for the day. Oh God. And we're gonna do a flash close like that, lose $37. We still have this long here for ID token. It's down 26%, but it's a very small position, so it's only down $25. I'm holding this for a few weeks though, so this is a different type of trade. But yeah, so it should still pop up here relatively soon with a new day coming as this 5-minute chart. But again, this is just such a choppy day. I don't want to go against the trends here too much. Now, last hour, is anything up? Kaya is up for the last hour. SPX is up a little bit. Dogger had a little bit of relief. Most things are pretty much up or down plus or minus a percent, right? So in that range, that's where you're going to find most tokens for the last hour. A lot of consolidation, just like you can see the consolidation with Bitcoin here. And only really one thing was up today. That was the gold tokens. It's even Kaya. Let's try number 22. It's number 2. Let's see, Aerodome Finance. Yeah, Next Space is up 6% in the last hour, up 10% over the last 24 hours. Aerodome Finance is up 22%. A little bit have a healthier token right there. That's not bad at all right now. There we go. But as far as we can see right now, Bitcoin's still coming down here, guys. Ugh. All right, well, where is... At this point in time, let's just open up some fibs here. We are hitting a fib level right now. We had this longer one a while ago, so let me do this one first. That didn't really stop us right there, did it? So let's focus on the smaller one right here then. No, we've already broken down below that one too. Not doing anything. Yeah, there's definitely some bears popping up here, because we're not seeing any relief at this point. And hey, Ramses, Dogecoin's going to be doing what everything else is doing right now. Let me get out of the color scheme for you before. Oh, shit, hold on. Bitcoin 5 for us to watch as it goes down. And let's go over here for Dogecoin. Let's say that we have this one for now. You can see a little bit of an open blowhorn for Dogecoin, excuse me. But right now, because Bitcoin's getting knocked down, obviously Dogecoin is getting hit pretty hard. If we're not able to get Bitcoin back on track, you're probably going to see us try to bounce around a little bit around the 16.5 cent level, and then from there try to get a repeat. Once Bitcoin stabilizes, I think Dogecoin actually have a really good rally, just because, just like most tokens here, when it starts to fuck around with the moving averages, there's a lot of volatility for those weekly charts, a lot of volatility. And right now we have the 20 and the 50 right above us. You can see a lot of the volatility that was happening when we broke down above the last few. But I think somewhere over here in this general space, Dogecoin is going to reverse. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging this with about 3 to 5x leverage, and then I'm just going to wait for the pop, and I'm going to sell the pop. I'm not going to hope for anything larger than that. I'm just going to sell the pop. If you guys do want to go in here for a little bit of a longer period of time, just know there is a trend line right here that might be able to help you out. But we might not hit that until sometime in July. Okay, that may take some time. Momentum is back to being down here, which really sucks because we were on a roll a few days ago. Momentum here, bad. Change the character, still bad here. I mean, good overall, but it's bad short term, as you might imagine. Right, so I'm not the most optimistic for it going up in the next few days. I would say if you wanted to hope for a better week, a better time to buy, it'd be towards the end of this week, and then kind of just wait for next week to probably have some type of reversal. Again, Sunday's that big day with Iran and the nuclear type of stuff, so there's what would I call it? There's reasons to be a little bit more concerned about how much you're trading and how big of these positions you have. But as long as you have a stop loss and you're following you're staying disciplined, let me just say that you should be fine. 45 again? Yes, I do think Doge's going to hit 45 again. Yeah. Euro is pumping hard. Oh, what's that going on? Hey, Fox3. People saying a mini nuke went off. People saying oil surging. Oil is surging. Well, let me go check this out very fast. Let me do the quick little refresh. So I wonder if it was a test. Political. I can just type in the word nuke. Nothing. Nuke Tua. People talking about them, but what do you call it? Nothing else. No. Let's see. Well, that was a weird photo that just went through. Let's see. Let me unblock him just for this. Let's see. Fighter jets over Iraq. Oh shit. Okay, well this is the type of stream we're going for, I guess now. So for the people on the vertical, let me just adjust this over for you guys. And we'll kind of have to watch this a little bit here. I'll turn off the music. And I want to stress, I do not know if any of this stuff is real. So like just be careful with all that, if that makes sense. 6 minutes ago. Okay, here we go. So breaking fighter jets over Iraq as explosions reported in Iran, sirens in Israel. We'll see if this is true. This is from channel 8. Let's see. I can't see anything. I don't see anything there. Let me just go over here to Israel, Iran, and I'm just gonna keep this on the side here every now and again, and just go over here to the last hour. Right. So, Israel could strike Iran as soon as Sunday. Right. I haven't seen much here. The reason I have this guy blocked is he does put out a lot of misinformation. A lot of misinformation. Let's see. Let's see. Put everything there's. Israel, Iran. Israel attacks Iran. Visuals from Tehran. Again, I don't know if this is real. DD geopolitics. Israel. Oh, damn. This thing's going to be happening now. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see how this one worked out. I just don't know if this is real or not, because every footage, like, so many people take footage from the old wars to get clout for the new ones, if that makes sense. But you do see looks like a bomb went off or something here. And let me go over here. There we go. Okay. I don't see much. It's just smoke. I don't want to just see smoke. I want to see the explosion. Let's see. Israel is bombing Iran 20 seconds ago. We can't count them. We hear many rockets and jets from Kurdistan sky. The war is about to happen between Iran and Israel and the USA. Now which one is attacking? It's so dark nobody can tell, but I can't see anything. Disclose.tv, Israel has declared a state of emergency per Defense Minister Kaz. So let me go over here very fast, open this up. Let's get rid of a lot of this other stuff that I don't need for now. We can leave that one open. Well, Bitcoin's not having a good day here. Bitcoin's down to 104 all of a sudden. Remember the 5-minute chart we're looking at? Whoop. So there you go, Defense Minister Kaz. Israel has attacked Iran right after Israel Defense Minister Kaz announced the start of military operations in Iran. So gold continues to rise. That means gold prices are probably spiking up like a mofo right now. Yep, gold is going higher. And then we also have futures. Five-minute futures, how are they looking? And futures are coming down as well. So yeah, the entire market's about to take a little bit of a pitfall here. Now you guys can sell, do whatever you want to. I'm going to hold, but if you guys have any leverage positions you care about, might be okay to take some of that out right now. Here's oil prices over the last 5 minutes skyrocketing right here. So yeah, this is definitely happening. It's going to hit the fan. Yeah. It definitely looks like it's going to hit the fan. I just want to see the guys. Oh, there we go. Israel. This is it, but it's in. I forget what the language the Jewish people speak. One of my friends speaks it too, but you know what I'm talking about. State of emergency. Yep. So here we go. Gonna have a lot of stuff going on here. In fact, what I need to do very fast as we're kind of waiting for this is I need to do some stuff on my side here. There we go. And then move this over a little bit. I'm hoping, because I'm so quick to the news, I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't try to like end my stream, because I'm hoping we don't have that type of stream thing happen here. Or well, they try to take my stream down because they think I'm doing misinformation. It's happened before. Happened during the Ukraine war. They were like, you spreading misinformation. I was like, I was just scrolling through X, right? So let's go back over here to Israel, Iran. I give it a second. It should start trending on Twitter any second now. That's Matt Wallace. Do I follow Matt Wallace? I don't. Why does it always give me? I gotta block this motherfucker too. I used to like him because he was a big Dogecoin supporter, but he went off the deep fucking end. All right, explore. Trending. Give it a second. Tehran. That's what's trending right now. Tehran is what's trending right now. I'll keep the audio up so you guys can hear it at pretty good thing. I think they're just looking at some other stuff. And what I'll probably do is we're gonna like pretty much change up the stream here. I got another hour to hang with you guys, it looks like. Let's go over here very fast. And then one more thing here. That and let's go over here to edit that. Drag it down. There you go. Sorry about this, guys. I just want to make sure this is actually right before I start doing some other stuff here. And then I think what that allows me to do is change this up a little bit. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. So this isn't good news. Bitcoin's breaking down. The futures are breaking down. Oil skyrocket. Oil's up 2% already. It's ricocheting right now. Gold is going higher. Futures are going lower here. The Japanese yen is going higher. That means the US dollar must be falling like our... Oh no, US dollar's going higher. What's going down then? CSG. Interesting. The Japanese yen to the US dollar is going high. We must be going up against something else. Let me go over here to futures markets. Not futures markets. What's the? We'll go back up here a second. My brain is turning off right now. Tehran right now. Got a few bombs going on. They already have one set for me. Down no, I'm not going to find it. It's fine. Well, we can get out of that now. Thank God I had that little mental stop loss to stop that trade. That trade could have been bad as a motherfucker right now. But instead of looking at the charts, we're going to come over here and just kind of pay attention to what's happening here. Because I'm still waiting to see an actual missile get dropped. It seems like everybody's late to the party here. They don't even realize they're getting bombed. That is a lot of freaking smoke right now, though, guys. Bitcoin filled the CMA gap, and hey, Michael, happy to see my man. Matt Wallace, oh yeah, but he's making money. He's making money. He's making money. And hey, Fox3, you are definitely correct. We could definitely have a larger dump as we kind of see this get in. This is like breaking news right here. Breaking news. Let's try this one here.
اینجا زدن این لویزانم زدن پشتم زدن پشت لویزانم زدن اینجا رو زدن.
I'm still waiting for the actual explosion. Sirens going off in Jerusalem. Uh-oh. Thank God everyone around the world has a phone. That always makes these things so much easier to kind of figure out what's going on. Because let me go over here to what's the easiest to find free online. CNN live stream. CNN I think is the easiest one to get free online because nobody cares about CNN. Okay, here we go. So we also do have CNN talking about this right now.
Here. Oren, we as you said, we have seen strikes in the past from Israel, but those were more in response to strikes from Iran. Do you know anything about? I mean, and the targeting of that seems.
So I'm not going to listen to them because it's CNN. But Iranian state media reported explosions heard in Tehran. Excuse me. I'm going to play this in the background. I'm going to have the audio off, and if there's any new news, we'll see. But they're not even showing any explosion or anything like that. So I'll let them kind of talk and discuss, and that'll be that. It seems like this website is glitching out a little bit, so I may have to go to another one here. There's literally tons of free CNN streams because nobody again watches really CNN. Let's see, live news. While we're doing that, we already saw that video here. No, you just don't see anything going off though. It's very interesting. Well, let me try to play this one right here and have the music off.
Clearly, that message.
Damn, they were talking about this happening Sunday. We just watched a CNBC video about them talking about this on Sunday, and all of a sudden, boom! You know, we're seeing a big old war just start right before our very freaking eyes. Well, this is, I guess, where we're at right now, and we're gonna have to live with that. But the market's definitely not going to be happy with this, guys. So there's a reason we talked about all this stuff earlier this week. There's a reason I made videos about this stuff. As small as the chance I thought it was, Israel is not fucking playing around right now. But you can see that maybe 5 or 6 missiles have been dropped. And it's their capital getting taken care of. I mean, did they take out the presidential palace? I'm not entirely sure. Well, here's something. Let's just listen to this very fast.
Heightened alert that this could come tonight. I was told this was going around the building, that this was a possible expectation.
Okay, she didn't know. A possible expectation. It was going on. Yeah, fuck that. She didn't know. I'm still waiting to hear anything else on there, though. Maybe this one? No. Yeah, nope. Everybody's just taking videos of the smoke here. It's been an honor shitposting with you. Yeah. Here we go.
Day that those were still on, but we
see that Israel launches preemptive strikes against Iran. Defense minister says
when it came to Iran not coming to the table, not coming up with anything that would allow them to not enrich uranium. Remember, this has really been the
okay. Oops, let me get back on this because I need to see if the Chiron changes at all.
To enrich
make it just quiet for us very fast. Yeah. Okay. Google the sound of continuous explosions in Tehran and the firing of air defense cannons. No word yet on the cause of the explosions. Well. Damn, they're probably freaking missiles right now. They're probably freaking missiles. That's probably what's going on. Yeah, look at this. I don't know. Well, if there was ever a time to do a poll, might as well ask you guys. Do you support... There you go. There you go. Do you support Iran or Israel? Israel. Ooh, there you go. Feel free to answer the poll if you guys want to. Please make sure to subscribe and all the normal stuff that we talk about over here. Every like helps out. Every comment helps out. I know we're usually a quiet bunch here, but if you guys are looking at anything crazy, let me know, because this is really the big news of the day. In fact, I have to tell people right now on here, there you go. Okay, sorry, just having to tell somebody. There you go. Okay, let's see what else is going on right now. Mostly just a lot of smoke. I just don't see much more happening though. It's the same video regurgitated over and over again. Maybe a few different ones. I mean, see, that's the big one right there. That's a freaking lot of smoke right there. Look at all that, you know? Yeah. But see, you see the same video kind of going up again and again. Let me refresh this and see if anything new has come up. Or let me just go over here to, let's see, Padilla Secret Service. What's happening with the Secret Service now? Oh, no, that's something else. Okay. Now it's Iran. Okay, sweet. Okay, we're still there. I just want to make sure like Trump wasn't going to do something. Oh my God, that if America gets involved with this, oh my God, it's just going to be a fucking nightmare. Iranian military says, remember, we didn't initiate it. They did not initiate it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Tehran. Interesting. Remember when the Autobots bombed Iran? Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah, I want to see better footage than this. It doesn't seem like they're doing a whole bunch. Maybe this was just a temporary strike where they struck at like 5-6 different buildings that had like uranium stockpiles in the city. And they're like, okay, that's it. You know, maybe it's a negotiating tactic, but I'm not entirely sure. We're not hearing any more news on the subject. If any of you guys have been hearing more news about this, please let me know. This is pretty interesting right here. I know I got 2 streams running, the vertical stream and the horizontal stream, but any news that you guys have is appreciated. So, suppress news. Footage shows intense airstrikes. Where are the airstrikes at? You know, like when the Russia boom was happening, you hear like boom, boom, boom. You're not hearing those booms. Let's see.
اینجا رو زدن، اینجا رو هم زدن، این لویزانم زدن، پشتم زدن، پشت لویزانم زدن.
Yeah, nothing. Big pile of smoke, yeah, but nothing too crazy just yet. The timeline is full of panic about Israel and Iran, so here's some Irish women to cheer up your feet. Israel is striking Iran. It's war. Just don't. We're not fighting in that great footage that we want to see, right? Hey, ALW, this strike just happened the last hour. Last 30 minutes, last 20 minutes here. It very, very quickly, right? Very, very quickly. Excuse me, very recently. What am I talking about? This is from Bricks News. Smoke rises in Tehran after Israel launched preemptive strikes on Iran. CNN and all the major news organizations are talking about it right now as well. Israel launches preemptive strikes against Iran, defense minister says. Here, we can listen to this for a second.
2 sources familiar with the matter. Now, this meeting is obviously expected to focus on the U.S. response to this and the developing of events in Iran. Excuse me, I was trying to read and speak at the same time. So clearly they were aware of this. They believed that this was coming. Donald Trump has now assembled his top officials to meet with him at the White House bring this together. One of the things that I have been told about meetings like this right now is that they're all done in person, since what we saw with Signalgate, with the communications that they were having on.
Okay, so they're going there now. So I'm going to keep on looking for some footage and refreshing this. What I'll also do is, because I have a liberal network, CNN up, I'll pull up Fox News as well, and see if they're giving any more information. Basically, I just want to hear what both sides are saying. Let me see. But just so you guys know here, let me see. You have Bitcoin falling. You have oil rising. So gas price is about to get higher. Dollar index is going higher. SPY going up. This is from today, excuse me. Gold is going higher here. And then we have the futures markets right now. Dow Jones futures market has come down a little bit. Same with the SPY, and then same with the NASDAQ here. What I'm feeling like right now, and I haven't really, maybe some of you guys, if you find more information, let me know. I haven't seen more news about more strikes. It's the same stuff over and over again. And usually when we get this type of information, there's usually bombings going like every freaking few 5-6 minutes, especially when especially in like a war like this, they're getting pounded and pounded and pounded. I think this might have just been more of a warning shot, but if you guys think otherwise, I mean, again, please let me know. Let me see if I can go over here from now. See if this one works. Fox News isn't coming up as much as I would like it to right now. So Trump right now is convening a cabinet level meeting as Israel launches preemptive strikes in Iran. This one isn't working here. Why is none of the Fox News stuff? I know more people watch Fox News, so they actually have to like try to keep them to stay. Let's see. Well, what I'll do very fast. See, Fox News has a very ugly website though. Fox News. I will allow ads on Fox News. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine for now. They don't even have a breaking report story on it. World. Yeah, see, they're behind the curve. Trump warns Israel. So let me go over here to MSNBC. That's how you call it, right? Oh no, I didn't call it right. Never mind. Breaking: Israel launches preemptive strike against Iran. Officials say. They don't even have a main page on it either. They just have the little chyron right there. And then let's go over here, finish off with the CNN. Nope, not CNN, just CNN. There you go. Yeah, at least they have one thing right here. So, no, that's all they have. All they have is a little clip right there. So they don't even know what's going on themselves. So I guess we're kind of stuck with CNN right now. Here we can listen to a little bit more CNN though. The Iranian military says, "In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful." It's almost like they're about to go do their own attack here. So we're gonna see. But again, I haven't seen any new things happening yet. I haven't seen anything new, right? I haven't seen anything new yet as far as new strikes. So if the new strikes start coming, then we can start going a little bit more like, you know. That's why I think you're seeing the markets kind of rebound a little bit. Oh, not oil. Never mind, not oil. Maybe not. Never mind. I think the world is kind of freaked out by this right now, and rightfully so. So here's some CNN.
We'll know a lot more here as the hours go through the night.
Does Israel have the capabilities to really damage or take those out effectively without others helping?
I would never doubt Israel's capabilities, but I would say acting on their own, it is far more limited than what we could do. The United States can do, either acting with Israel or on our own. So no, a military strike just by Israel against the nuclear facilities will not resolve this problem. If that's what happened tonight, it will not resolve the problem.
I want to go back to your earlier point, which was that you were involved in the defense of Israel.
Okay, that got boring in a heartbeat here. But again, they may be seeing the same thing as well. It just might be something more short term. We can't count the many rockets and jets from Kurdistan sky. No. I haven't seen anything. Maybe Disclosed TV. Sirens blowing in Israel. The operation in Iran is coordinated with the U.S., says Israel media. Yeah. So we're definitely there. We're definitely. Yeah, we're definitely part of that now, I guess you would say, right? Let's see. Somebody said Iran never attacked anybody. I don't know about that. Let's see. As far as the poll is concerned, guys, 23 people have voted. It looks like the majority of you guys are supporting Israel right now. If you guys do want to vote, please do. And hey, Fox3, altcoins are dumping pretty hard, I would suspect, right now across the board. 3-4%, nothing too crazy just yet. I mean, look at the NASDAQ futures right now. Oil's going higher, of course. If you guys use gas in your cars, get ready for that to get really expensive tomorrow. Like, literally, I would go to the gas station right now and fill up. If you guys fill up in the morning, do it now. Save yourself an extra $10-15 to fill up your tank. That's what it's going to be like tomorrow, man. And gold is also going higher right now too, right? Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of different things happening right now. So let me back out of this very fast. It was just stuck to Iran. No, I want something new. Where's Grad? What's the Iranian military saying? Who are they following? I don't know who any of those people are. Let's see. Yeah, they haven't posted for like 5 hours. Oh, damn, they are a little fucking racist over there. Damn. Interesting. Spaceballs 2. Let's see. It's actually happening. It's going to be a long night. Grab your favorite popcorn and buckle up because this is going to be the beginning of something much bigger. Yeah, that is true. And there's actually a space on it right now. We could probably listen to this space right now. Just for now.
So it was the target. He survived apparently. We don't know more, but I will keep you posted. And we do have some videos and photos if you want me to share.
Thank you,
Captain. Portfolio? Oh, I bet.
Gino, who says that she's on the opposite side of like the Iranian spectrum. Welcome to the stage. We want to know like what's happening if you have information on the ground and what's the sentiment. We got Amir's sentiment. What is yours on your end?
Hi, thank you for having me up. To be honest with you, we don't really know what's going on. We just can imagine, or we can read the reports and have such an, analyze from that. But as far as I know, I'm Kurdish. I asked some of my sources in Kurdistan, in Iran. They say they could actually hear the whatever sounds from the air from Kurdistan, and I know this sounds weird, but they are happy.
Okay, let's pause that for a second. Let's go over here because we actually did get some new footage. If I can figure out where it just was, this is what I was talking about over here. But there's no sounds. Yeah, there's no sound coming from it. I don't know why. Now, where is this at, though? That's the question. Where is this coming from? Is this in Tehran or is this in Israel? Attacks on Iran. Okay. Doesn't have many people looking at it just yet, but we'll see if there's an update going on. What I'll do is I'll have them talking on the side here. Charlie Kirk or... We can go to Charlie Kirk.
Rating with it. So whether that's true or not, I think we're certainly going to see the U.S. government claim that we were not involved in this because
that could happen. Oh, because what do you call?
Our biggest concern is our American troops in Iraq, in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, and whatever bases we have in the Middle East. Are they going to be in danger of being hit?
And so what does the retaliation then look like? We got Tyler Boyer in the chair here, which I actually want to ask the political question to Tyler next because I'm also
Let's see. So it looks like there is more things happening right now. Maybe it's AI generated. That's always a possibility nowadays. Oh my God, you were right about that. Fox Sky, yeah, that's probably a good way of thinking about it right now. The market is not liking it. Let's see. So we are seeing more live stuff happening, right? So I think what I'll do is I'll have two opened up right now. One for... Let's refresh this very fast. Live on X. Is there no like live section on X? I feel like there is. I just don't know what it is. Preemptive. Idea. Iran's moving up still more. I wanted to get back to the other one here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do so. So I'll play some Charlie Kirk for a minute.
Pay operatives who are already in areas that they can't get into themselves to conduct attacks or conduct sabotage type operations. Look, we just saw the Ukrainians launch this huge kamikaze style drone attack deep within Russian territory. It would be very easy for Iran to do something like that, or to have smuggled such types of things across the U.S. border in the Biden years, where there was no operational control of vast swaths of the U.S. border other than by the cartels. So it'd be very simple.
All right, here we go. This could be the first big one that we see.
ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده. ساعت الان 3:37 دقیقه ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده.
Let's move some of this other stuff out of the way so you guys can see everything going on. And maybe this one as well. That was the first boom we've heard all night. Alright, so we are here seeing some more stuff. I thought he would be on Spaces right now. He is on a space right now. How do I click that? There we go. We can start listening to this one as well.
Inside of Iran, based on what we got as information. Sorry for the
Crude
rest
oil
of the
goes up
people
6% after
jumping
Israel launches
above
strike.
you, but we're trying to focus on those people. Can you provide us with information? With what you have as information, please?
When it hit,
Ali Reza,
people realized it. Fake news. Oh, okay, shit, it's real. That's what's happening.
No, seem he can't. So I'm gonna go to Cliff. You haven't talked yet, and then Visigard, I'll go to you, and then move around the rest of the panel.
Let's see.
Thanks, James. Greetings to you, to Mario, to everybody in the space. Well, yeah, just like you mentioned, it seems like it's targeting a specific HVT, high value target, which is Baqiri, Muhammad Baqiri in this case. He's the Joint Chief of Staff. Ironically, he started an operation earlier today called Iqtidar, which is capability or capacity. And he was checking the readiness of all the forces on the ground. So it seems like this is more of a message than an assassination attempt as well. Because, I mean, from what I'm seeing is that the arm reached inside where not...
There you go. CNN actually has more information right now, so let's watch.
At some point, you gotta hit the octopus on the head, and that exhausted it.
This is the former Prime Minister of Israel. Okay.
The action. This is a preemptive action to prevent them from acquiring nuclear weapons the way North Korea acquired nuclear weapons. We don't want them to reach that point, and that's why we have to act. We did this twice before, by the way, Anderson. We did this once in Iraq in 1981 and prevented Saddam Hussein from obtaining nuclear weapons, and again in 2007, and we prevented Assad from obtaining nuclear weapons. The whole Middle East and the world would become hell if Iran gets nuclear weapons, and then it would cascade to everyone, because Turkey would want nuclear weapons, Egypt would want, everyone would want, and we'd have literally a nuclear heaven, nuclear hell in the Middle East.
But just to be clear, you do believe that Israel has the capability to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities that may be underground or otherwise hardened?
Look, I'm finished being prime minister about 3 years ago, so it's I can't tell you precisely. I certainly believe that we have the ability to destroy major parts of the nuclear program and to throw them back a lot in their race towards acquiring weapons.
Former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, I appreciate speaking to you right now. Thank you. I want to go quickly to Oren Lieberman in Jerusalem, I believe, who has more information. Oren?
There we go, more information. That's what we want to know. Info.
Anderson, we're now learning more about the targets of these strikes, as well as the breadth and the scope of them from an Israeli military official who has begun to put out some information. This was indeed a strike against Iran's nuclear program and other military targets. That military official called it preemptive, precise, combined offensive in terms of the operation itself. This series of strikes, it seems, went after its nuclear program and the regime's long-range missile capabilities. Dozens, quote, dozens of targets in different areas across Iran. In terms of the reasoning behind why Israel carried these strikes out now, especially right before the U.S. and Iran were set to hold their 6th round of negotiations when it comes to trying to reach a nuclear deal, Israel believed that Iran had significantly advanced towards obtaining a nuclear weapon. According to Israel's intelligence, the military official says that Iran has been advancing its secret operation to accelerate obtaining.
Okay, we already know all that stuff was going on here. There's nothing new on that part. They keep on saying the same thing over and over and trying to say that it's somehow new news. I'll play some Charlie Kirk for a few minutes and see if that is any better.
10 days from now.
Email us freedom@charliekirk.com. If it's true that Israel is striking Iran more than just nuclear facilities, and they're going after chief of staff, according to Amir Sephardi, who's very, very well respected and is very well sourced. He says, quote, high probability that Iran's chief of staff was eliminated. Iran began this attack with the direct elimination of many IRGC commanders. So if it is more than just targeting Iranian nuclear facilities, does that change your level of support? Email us freedom@charliekirk.com. Breaking news from Reuters. Iran's leadership holds top security meeting, senior Iranian official to Reuters.
There you go. Yeah, we can watch this very fast. This was the ABC News report that was happening, right?
Good evening, everyone. We have breaking news out of Iran at this moment. We're interrupting your regular scheduled programming because ABC News has learned that Israel has launched an attack on Iran, likely targeting Iran's nuclear sites. Tensions have been mounting in the region for several days. President Trump told reporters today that it could happen at any time. We want to go now to Selena Wang, who has the latest from the White House. Selena, what can you tell us?
Well, Lindsay, earlier today, I had asked President Trump about how imminent this Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear facility could be, and the president had told me that this could very well happen, adding that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, telling me that the U.S. would help Iran be successful in any other way, even trading with the country. Now, this comes as President Trump in his second term has repeatedly stressed that Iran cannot be developing a nuclear weapon, that it cannot have a nuclear weapon. This comes as his envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is actually heading to Oman on Sunday. He's scheduled to have another round of nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran. There have been several rounds so far, Lindsay, of nuclear talks, and the president has repeatedly said that he's confident that the U.S. and Iran are getting close to a deal. But just this week, the president said that he was becoming less confident. He also told me today that if there is a strike from Israel on Iran's nuclear facilities, he was concerned that this could derail their negotiations.
I was going to ask you, Selena.
Okay, well, there you have it. That's some of the news that broke today. Let me put Charlie Kirk back on.
They are planning an all-out response, and now I have the second person that is predicting this is going to be a regional war. Quote, Bagheri is second in command after Khamenei, and it's very possible that the Israel attacks took him out tonight.
Man, holding a meeting, I hope they're holding it via Zoom because I feel like I always read about these meetings getting blown up. But yeah. So second in command under, and like they're saying second in command under the supreme leader, who is a religious cleric. He's not a military commander. And just because we've repeated it, IRGC is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Yep. So the big main unit of their military, I believe.
So just so we are clear, like taking out Bagheri, would be the equivalent of assassinating J.D. Vance and Susie Wiles together. That's essentially how the Iranian government works, to the best of our understanding. That would be like the combined lethality. So the IDF spokesperson has just said, quote, the IDF launched a preemptive strike to damage the Iranian nuclear program. Dozens of Air Force aircraft recently completed the opening strike. The public must obey the home front commands. Iran has been a threat for quite some time. And looks like they went after more than just nuclear facilities.
So how do we think the Trump Netanyahu relations are?
Gold's coming down a little bit.
Where we are right now. Do we
Look, there's going to be, there's going to be hell to pay if this was done in defiance of Trump.
Well, and that's the question,
we're
right?
Seeing that. He came out very publicly today and said,
the stock market futures, you can see when this happened, they're still falling and they're still making fresh lows here. So they are not happy with this at all right now. The stock market, crypto market, all of it just not in a good mood here. Only thing that's really having a good time here is gold. And of course, the precious black gold, oil. The dollar index is spiking right now. Not a bunch. If I go over here to the daily chart, you can see basically we had some good economic news, which dropped it down, and this bad global news is popping us back up a little bit here. So yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about here the next few days for sure.
And we've got a war kicking off in the Middle East, which has, and if these indications are true, has all the hallmarks of something that could incite a wider regional war. What do you think that's going to do to gas prices, to supplies, to everything else as we look at the very beginning of the summer? Certainly, this is not what, and yeah, Israeli media is saying that this was coordinated with the United States. I'm going to wait to hear from our own president of the United States when it comes to something like that. But of course, that is what they're putting out right now. Again, we just saw President Trump a few hours ago say negotiations, and of course, there was a lot of reporting. Yeah, that's true. They're just cutting this as
so. Let me interrupt.
Feed, but it could
so
be
this is Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who says the following: Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in the strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believed this was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with regional partners. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. All being said, that is a very, very neutral statement from Marco Rubio.
That was not a supportive statement at all, by the way. That was, in fact,
that is not a supportive.
Put distance. So what he's trying to do is put distance between the United States. Look, the United States has 40 to 50,000 troops in the Middle East writ large. We have combat troops and a variety of troops on the ground in Iraq and Syria, but of course we have troops all over the Persian Gulf. Of course, DoD calls it the Arabian Gulf, but I'm not in uniform right now, so I'm going to say Persian Gulf because that's what most people know. And a variety of targets right across the Gulf. When you're talking about Qatar, when you're talking about our troops in Bahrain, our troops in Jordan, our troops in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, just all over the place. Not to mention, I believe the Carl Vinson aircraft carrier, the carrier battle group is there, and the Truman is certainly within the region as well. Plus, we know that back in April, during these the Houthi strikes, when all that was going on, there were B-2 bombers that were flown to Diego Garcia. Now, that's not within range of Iran, but of course, there were a lot of people saying that those bombers could potentially be used if a wide.
All right, everybody, I think I'm going to call it a night right now. It seems like it was just a short-term thing. It doesn't seem like it's a prolonged type of thing like when they went to Gaza. It seems much more short-term right now. So, wait, is it really just people don't know how to spell? Oh, now it's Let Israel. I see. Let Israel. What? Let's see. No, yeah. I'm going to call it a night right now. We'll be on another stream a little bit later, but I got to take a little bit of a break here. The market should rebound from this. I'm looking at the dollar index right now coming up a little bit, but excuse me, going over to some of these smaller time frames, you can really see the jolt that happened here, especially with gold. And again, I'm sorry, oil prices are skyrocketing right now. This is, this is great for my portfolio, I would say, because I got a lot of ExxonMobil. Maybe ExxonMobil is going to spike like a motherfucker tomorrow. But as far as the rest of the market here, guys, yeah. this is going to be a rough week for investors, a rough week if you guys pay for gas, that type of stuff, okay? I'll see you guys on Sunday. I will be putting out some videos and stuff like that, but it is Thursday, right? Yeah, it is Thursday. Yeah, so I'll see you guys Sunday, but I'll also just be, maybe I'll stream tomorrow if this war actually escalates. I'll probably do that, but it won't be at 4. It'll be somewhere around the middle of the day. My sister's coming in from college tomorrow, so I have to go with her to Costco, and I'm just going to let her have my credit card and say, hey, buy what you want for the week. So yeah, got to do all that type of stuff. So see you guys a little bit later on. This is definitely more of a crazy time, I know, but there's tons of other people out there streaming this right now, so please find somebody you trust, and then get on top of it, because this is going to be one of those crazy next few days where it's everybody's like, oh my god, are we really going to war? Are we not? Who's doing what? And then as soon as you guys need to pay for gas tomorrow morning, it's going to be